Hey everybody, my name is Anthony Howard. I am starting my brand new YouTube channel. Um, Been a big YouTube person for like the past like 10, 12 years or so. Just live my life basically on YouTube almost constantly. When I'm maybe at work or driving or just kind of hang out at the house. YouTube's on TV more than probably anything else. But anyways, I'm actually making this video to kind of show off my basically show off my gaming collection, kind of give a little background on the kind of games that I like to play and that I would be interested in possibly bringing onto YouTube and trying to make content on. Because I'm starting off from scratch, never done anything like this, never even expected to come out of my comfort zone enough to even think about doing something like this. Um, So yeah, my main focus I think on this channel is especially for the my long form videos is mostly gaming. I got some capture card and some other stuff, microphone stuff on the way, so I can start uh, showing these games that I like to play and maybe do some. I'm really thinking about specifically getting into doing challenge videos and because those are the kind of videos I like to watch. I try to look up all the time for games that I played back when I was a child and in my younger days, and I like watching challenge videos of those games, but I don't see very many of the ones that I like to play that I grew up with. There's a few here and there, but yeah, so that's kind of what my focus is going to be. I hope to you know just do something to get me out of my comfort zone and to just kind of do something for me to I can be proud of and something I can work towards. So, anyways, no further ado. Let's kind of get over to my gaming selection just a little bit. So yeah, without any further ado, these are just kind of my basic collection of what I have. Some older games, more older games than newer games. I'm definitely an old soul when it comes to the games that I like. There's a few games that I'm waiting on, but this year's has been so hopeful for gaming that just for me personally, I'm a big RPG guy, so you'll see a lot of that. At least in my um, newer games that I have. Some of the that was basically what I grew up playing, and that were really like it stole my heart as a child and as a young adult. Uh, just the stories and everything has been really a big part of my life. So yeah, so let's get into it. So starting off with just my basic the few consoles that I have. Most of these actually are just ones that I had since a child. The 64, the PS2, those were like, of course, my main staples growing up. Uh, my first console ever, Nintendo 64 right there. Favorite console ever. Fight me about it. If you look at the top, that's where a lot of my collection that I think really, most of them are just games that I had as a child that maybe I've lost over the years that I've actually worked on getting back in my collection and getting back the ones that I liked. And of course, I didn't have a lot of the main staples. You'll see on this row right here is my main staples, the ones that everyone thinks are the greatest games on the console, which I could probably agree with it, but they're just not the ones that I personally grew up with. There's a few on there that I'll get into in just a moment. Anyways, let's get started. So let's get started with the main staples. So the ones that everyone talks about. It's of course the greatest game of all time according to most metrics. Zelda Ocarina of Time. It's a game that I haven't really got too much into. It's not one that I grew up having, so I don't really see myself being very good at it. I mean, I know it's basically people that play it nowadays, they know like back of the hand because they played as a child, which I didn't do. So maybe I'll get into that, maybe I won't. We'll see. You got Super Mario 64, of course, another one of they say, best games of all time. Another game that I didn't really have as a child, but it's a game that, I like platformers. Not very good at them, but I guess those are really the best kinds for challenge runs. Those and I guess RPGs maybe, but yeah, might get into that one. And of course, Donkey Kong 64. So this one I didn't have personally as a child, but I know my cousin had it, and of course, we weren't that good at it. I don't think we got past like maybe the second or the third main stage of the game. So that's something I definitely would like. I played on it a couple times over the years, but that's something I wouldn't mind getting into and playing some of that. Another one of the best platformers, the one that I actually grew up with. I think this might have been the first game I ever 100% completed, if I'm not mistaken. At least really, really close to it. So this one I know sort of like the back of my hand, probably. But this one right here, Fragment 2, The Great Escape, that is the one that literally, I don't know if I have the save file. I don't think I have the memory card anymore, but that was, I know, the first game that I ever had 100% completion, did everything, caught everything, found everything. So that's definitely one at my heart right here. Perfect Dark. So one thing I don't think I have in my collection, which I think I have somewhere, but I don't know where it's at, is GoldenEye 007. Of course, that's, another one, goated one. So, but Perfect Dark, that's one that I had. The funny thing about that game is that I didn't have an expansion pack when I was younger, so I didn't really have a chance to fully play it. I think I played on sim mode and thought it was kind of a lame shooting game because I thought that's all it was because I was a stupid kid, didn't know better. Anyways, and now, close personal favorite game on Nintendo 64. Anytime anybody ever asks what the best game on Nintendo 64, I will always say Ogre Battle 64, Person of Lordly Caliber. This game is probably, no, it definitely is, my first RPG I ever owned. First game that really, like, a story that kind of took a hold of me, and I couldn't stop playing it. I think I've beaten this game probably over 10 times. I've played it a couple times recently over the last couple of years, and it's just it's just a great game. You can just kind of put on. But this is one I definitely, if I don't do a full series on, it's because, again, it doesn't get talked about enough. But if I did, this would be one of my top games that I'll have fun playing and be the most knowledgeable about. Okay, now back to these are more of the sports and, racing games, so-and-so. WWE No Mercy. If you guys don't know, well, you don't know, but you might see some short form and maybe some live streams of me reacting to wrestling stuff. So I'm a big wrestling fan. I've always been. I got these two beautiful belts. Oh, this one's not so beautiful, but I love it anyway. Anyways, and so you might definitely see a lot of wrestling content, or especially if you kind of get into my social medias. That'd be one of the bigger things I post about and make videos about is wrestling stuff. Again, back to wrestling. We got WCW NWO Revenge. That definitely is one that I didn't play as much. This is one that I think one of my friends got me for my birthday one year just because they know I didn't have it. So, not really my thing. I wasn't a WCW guy. I was definitely a WWE guy. Kid. Fire Destiny 2, which is just kind of like, I guess, probably my first real fighting game. One thing you will see that I don't have in here is Smash Brothers. Sorry, it's just I've never been good at it. So it's not something I ever had as a kid, so it's not something I really care to play now, so I don't really have my collection, but I will though eventually. We got Ready to Rumble Boxing, which I just have some memories of playing this game. It wasn't on 64, but playing the PS1 game with my cousins over at their house. Just ridiculous characters, freaking hilarious, love playing it. Wave Race 64, and just kind of your box standard racing game, but on jet skis, so pretty fun though, pretty fun. Wipe 64, that's again another racing game that I had that's just kind of really weird, and it was something I like playing every now and then. That's what I played a lot. But and then again, Star Wars. So the thing about Star Wars is I am a fan, kind of. But the big thing about these games when I was a kid is my dad was a big Star Wars guy. So even though we weren't like, because these are definitely the time where I think the Phantom Menace came out, going to that, those years, 2001, 2002, that I really was playing a lot of the 64. So he's got me, I lost a couple of times, but he's got me like basically every Star Wars game that I had as a kid that I did play a lot of. I just, wasn't like being to the lore and stuff. But then we got, again, sorry about how dirty this game is, Star Wars Racers, which was another fun game that I love playing. Got really hard when I was a kid, but actually this is one game I think that I kind of put the most time in and focused on just getting better at it, because it was a game that was really hard as a kid, and there's like the last couple levels are just ridiculously hard that I don't even attempt to do when I was a child. But this game that I played, they remastered it, I think, on Switch. I think I played it then, but it's been a while since I played that. So again, over to this side, this is just, I think, well, you see top billing right here, Pokemon games. I'm also a big Not as much anymore, but still a pretty decently big Pokemon fan. Um, of course, everyone watched this kid. It was everywhere as a child. So and if you guys didn't know, I'm also 33. So the '90s was key for me. So this was a big thing. So Puzzle League is just your nice puzzle game. I forgot what it's like a rip off of some other Japanese puzzle game. But I love this game. It's great. Of course, Pokemon Stadium. I mean, you can't really beat this game because it's just you kind of just you turn it on. You can make your own team. I never had the Game Boy cord to bring my teams over and everything, which I know is a really cool thing that I would like to try to figure out how to do to maybe do some gaming content for it. But definitely one of the goats. And this is one I actually had as a child. This is my childhood copy. When it comes to this one, Pokemon 2, I didn't have this one. I think it was one of the last games that came out on the 64, and I think I started getting to the PS2 or the PS2 going into that time, so I didn't really get this one, but I'll goat it obviously. Another one that's kind of people talk about it enough, but it's not. I tried playing it recently. Controls are just ridiculous. I hate the way that the shooting controls. I'm not. Also, you'll learn from me after watching maybe a few of my videos and seeing stuff that I have not really the biggest fondness for shooter games. There'll be a few you'll see in the collection that I don't know. I was a Black Ops Zombie kind of person, but I didn't really play much shooters. But this one is just one that I played a little as a child, but not much recently. And then you got your old Disney, Pixar video games that they come out with for every single movie they came out. But Bugs Life was another one, like a big one that I'm pretty sure I beat it. I think I got really hard over towards the end, but I think I definitely beat it when I got older. But definitely one of the fun ones. And then you got the Mr. Dinosaur Hunter here, Turok. I think I had this one, but again, without the expansion pack, I'm pretty sure it was nowhere near what it should have been. So I would have had a lot more fun with this if I had the expansion pack to play it like it's supposed to be played. And Turok 2, Seeds of Evil. I heard it's been really good. I bought it just because I needed the second one. So I haven't really gotten into it much, but I definitely want to check it out maybe eventually. I know the controls, again, with most of these games, especially the shooting games and first-person action games, they're definitely archaic, to say the least. But anyway, so that's basically my Nintendo 64 collection. I freaking love this console. It's I think it's one of the greatest consoles ever made. Yeah, I mean, you might, if you were maybe, I guess, years older than I was back then, you'd be more into like the games that are on the PS2, which I did get into them. It took me a little while, but I think I got an Xbox for the Xbox, which I have no games for. It's definitely, again, that console I had as a kid that it played a good bit, but it's just something I didn't. I guess I don't know what the hell happened to it. It's lost the time, I guess. But anyways, so we'll just stop right here with the Nintendo games and move on to the PlayStation 2. Okay, now moving on to my PlayStation 2 collection, which is really out of order when I'm looking at it. But anyways, it's definitely one that I would love to build. I know PS2, a lot of people argue greatest console ever made. I would be second to that when it comes to that versus Nintendo. I was definitely more the Nintendo guy back then. Definitely more PlayStation these days. You see out the newer games. But as you can see, it's a nice little variety, but it's just a couple of games that I picked up over time. Fortunately, PS2 is one of the more expensive consoles to collect for, but I definitely, if I see something that I want to get out there in the gaming stores or whatever, I'll definitely pick up any chance that I can. Anyway, so we'll kind of get into just kind of like a skim over. You can kind of see, back to the wrestling thing, I have the 3 best wrestling games, in my opinion, ever made. Power vs. Raw 06, 07, and 08. Definitely one of the games that I spent so much time in. I think I had a Nintendo 64 wrestling game was like ECW game, but these games right here were like the first ones that I like constantly played a lot of. But a lot of you see like there's the racing games. So racing game was a big thing for me. I do love cars now. I wish I had the money to really love cars as much as I wish I could. But anyways, definitely being able to take kind of live vicariously through that, and doing the kind of cool stuff that I wish one thing I do wish that when it comes to growing up, I wish I was in my late teens and early 20s in the 90s. That would have been sick. Anyways, changing over. So I got Midnight Club Double Edition Remix, which is the greatest racing game ever made. Fight me. Need for Speed Most Wanted, which is again another one of the. It was I didn't really play as much of it as a kid. Um, it definitely was more of a Underground 2 game, which I don't know why I don't have Need for Speed Underground 2 because that's around here somewhere. I don't know where it's at. Anyways, another big thing for me as a teenager, most as a teenager, is skateboarding. I loved skateboard. I wish I would kept with it and learned how to really do it. I kind of did with friends for fun, but never really got too much into it. So, but Tony Hawk Underground 1 and Tony Hawk Underground 2, two of the games that I played a lot of. More Underground 1, I think the story there is great. It's just the characters and just the ridiculous things they put you through in that game is great. I love it. Another thing I have a good bit of is the Guitar Hero, which I wish I knew where my guitar was. I think it's in the other room. But Guitar Hero 3, Legends of Rock, and what else I have? I have another one somewhere. Where's it at? Anyways, stop back. World Tour. There it is. World Tour. That's a big one for me. Yeah, I love rock and roll as a kid. I had an uncle that I was really close with that passed away in the last like 3 years or so. The rest of peace, Uncle John. That he there's different parts of my life that shaped my music taste, which now is like everything that came before I was to now. It depends on whatever I feel for the day. But yeah, so that's just kind of like a little. There's a couple of random ones like you got Spyro, which Spyro 2, which was Rage favorite. It's definitely a game I want to play on the remastered on the or the remake on the PS5 4 eventually. Van Helsing, you got your movie games, which that game was great for me. I don't know why there's the Xbox 360 game sitting right there, but that's cool. Batman Arkham City. Batman, greatest superhero in the world ever. Lord of the Rings, I have two Towers games. I don't know why. Not a big Lord of the Rings guy, but I did play the game a lot because my dad bought it for me. He was into it. And Spider-Man, the second greatest, I think. Well, I guess second favorite superhero that's out there. Anyways, yeah, again, like I want to get more into the PS2 collection. I definitely did some heavy hitters that I need to get my hands on because that's definitely a PS2 is definitely one of the games. There's a lot of games out there that I'm really knowledgeable on, so I would like to get into those. But yeah, but again, my main goal is which I need you guys' help, kind of picking out. Basically games that you would like to see and also games that but might have some good challenges we can put on ourselves to make it harder, make it fun, watch me torture myself. It's great. I love it. But anyways, yeah, so that's the PS2. Okay, now we're getting into the newer stuff. So as you'll see, especially when it comes to the newer video games, like I said before, I'm an RPG guy at heart. That's literally the games that I remember the most growing up, the games that hooked me the most growing up. So you'll see a lot of my collection is RPG games. That's like my bread and butter. So I do love RPGs. Those are really good games for a challenge run. So I would love to kind of get y'all's ideas and what you might want to see me to get and torque myself with. So you got your mostly Final Fantasies. Final Fantasy is my favorite game of the franchise by far. I started out with Final Fantasy 9, and which is again the greatest video game, Final Fantasy game that I've ever played. I know people say 6 and 7, which 7 we'll get to 7. I'm big on the remakes, but apparently that's not the best opinion these days. But anyways, so I'm definitely waiting for the part 3 of Final Fantasy 7 remake next year. It's gonna be amazing. Love good content on that. But yeah, so it's kind of going quickly through them. There'll be games that I probably might play on in the future. Kingdom Hearts a big one. I'm a big Kingdom Hearts fan. And about Kingdom Hearts fans, we are patient, so we're waiting for the next game to come out, which I will be so into when that comes out and doing content on. So I hope you guys are around to check that out if you're fans. But yeah, so I'm not gonna get really into too many of those. You might catch me playing a couple of them If there's I'm not big on like the big shooter games or Minecraft and stuff like that that you see a lot of people playing today. So I know that's not great for views, but it's, I'm gonna play stuff that I like to play, and hopefully things that you guys will enjoy watching too. So, anyways, thank you guys, and I think that's gonna wrap it up for this video. Just kind of an introduction. And I think it's gonna wrap it up for this video. I don't know how long it's gonna be. I might end up cutting them down into pieces to kind of make it a little easier to watch. I don't know if people are gonna watch 25-30 minute video of me rambling on about video games and stuff. But yeah, so I hope that some of you might be interested, even if it's just we want to subscribe and like the video just to kind of show me that, hey, you putting this effort will hopefully bear fruit and will go somewhere. So hopefully that you guys will maybe join my journey with me, and we can make some fun content. So I appreciate you guys. Again, just send me comments and let me know the kind of games that you would like to see, or challenge runs, or challenges that I could put on myself to make these games fun, because I like to rage a little bit when it comes to hard video games. So I'm not really that. I don't love being super challenged. I like the games that are fun and have good stories, but I definitely would love to either share these stories with you or share my pain with you. So I appreciate you guys, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.